Hello bankers, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome back. So guys, in this particular session we are going to discuss our unit number 24, which is all about microfinance institution. All right. So microfinance institutions that we are going to cover in this particular unit itself, right? So we have already done with Indian financial system, Indian banking structure, banking laws, and DFIs. All right. So today we will be practicing with reference to this particular unit a number of MCQs and application based and statement based questions especially, right? So with the help of these particular questions, we will try to build our understanding about these particular subtopics. Again, you can expect half marks to 1 marks question based on this particular unit also, and the question is mostly your kind of statement driven and all, right? So I hope we all know what is microfinance. So it is like microfinance facility for the, like we can say, whose annual income is average annual family income is less than 3 lakh rupees, so they can avail this particular facility. And we have self-help group. If you talk about the Indian business model, okay, we have Grameen Bank or the other one also, right? So let's have a look. So the evolution of microfinance Grameen Bank model, which generally arrived from Bangladesh. Okay? So there is a village called Jebra. Okay? I hope you heard about the name Muhammad Yunus, who was the person behind this particular model. Okay? Delivery of microfinance, self-help groups, and bank linkage program. Joint liability group also, for a group of 4 to 10 people. Hey, they can these are kind of things ki, people, those who are part of that particular group, they can also avail loan. Okay. So then we have regulatory framework for microfinance institutions, inclusion of bank finance to microfinance priority sector lending. This part is very important. Okay. So 2012 or 11 or 12, when RBI included this particular, so bank, those who are lending to microfinance institutions, they, that amount will be covered under their PSL targets also. Okay. Regulatory framework for microfinance loans, RBI Direction 2022, RBI fair practices and all. Okay. So these are some areas. Out of these, like Grameen Bank model, self-help group, and JL, आपका JLGs, ठीक है, and this priority sector norms and the regulatory requirements, these are some important part from this particular unit, right? So with the help of a set of MCQs, we are going to discuss this particular session or this particular unit in detail also, right? So same things I'll say कि जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि you can expect half marks to 1 marks question, and that will be like statement driven, right? So which of the following statement is most accurate and inaccurate about the RBI guidelines or the Grameen Bank model or the other one also, right? Chalo. So we'll start our discussion with very first question on your screen. Which of the following statement about evolution of microfinance in India are correct? So we have given 5 statements and we have to find out the right statements. So the first phase of microfinance in India started during pre-independence era with the promotion of rural credit through cooperative institution, 100% true. The lead bank scheme was introduced by RBI in 1982. No, wrong. 1969. 1969 to improve rural credit delivery. So lead bank is like district level पे आपके एक lead bank appoint किया गया, ठीक है? Let's say suppose that for a XYZ district, it is suppose that PNB who generally become the lead bank, and उस particular area के अंदर जो credit से related जो activities हैं, that is generally driven through that particular bank itself. तो इस तरीके से आपकी जो चीजें होती थी, ठीक है? But it was get introduced in 1969, not in 1982. Self-help group linkage program was formally launched by NABARD in 1992 as a pilot project. Again true, ठीक है? The Andhra Pradesh microfinance crisis of 2010 was caused by some of MFI neglecting due diligence and ethical recovery practices. Again, this is true. 8 out of 10 entities granted approval to start microfinance, small finance bank in 2016 were from the microfinance institutions. Okay, so like there was 10 bank who generally got RBI in principle certification to start with the small finance banks. So out of these 10 banks, 8 banks which generally or 8 institutions were earlier working as a small microfinance institution. All right. So the only statement incorrect is option 2. That means 1345. 1345 means 1345 means option C will be right answer for this particular question, right? So the only statement incorrect was lead bank scheme. It was introduced in 1969. So that was the like incorrect statement. Rest all are right about this particular one. Okay. Next one. Consider the following statement regarding Grameen Bank model. ठीक है, so Grameen Bank model से related आपके statements कौन से सही हैं? Sorry, incorrect है आपका, not correct. So we have to find out the wrong statement about the Grameen Bank model, right? So Professor Mohammad Yunus is known as father of Grameen Bank model. ठीक है, he it's himself used this particular model in Jevra village of Bangladesh. Actually, he was working with some MNC. When he visited that particular village, what he found ki the indigenous money lenders or the localites, those who have money, they are giving loan to like the local farmers or artisans at a very high rate of interest. Okay? So what he generally did, he generally formed a group and lend like a kind of pool of the money, and they provided to farmers or the local artisans, and the recovery rate was 99% that time, and that created a kind of a financial aid to those particular localites. And now like this model become very popular, and he won Nobel Prize for this particular one also, right? So this is true. Grameen Bank was established Grameen Bank was officially established in 1978. No, 1978, नहीं 1980 something था ये, ठीक है? This is wrong, ठीक है? The loan repayment rate of Grameen Bank was 99% during that particular one. ठीक है? This is also wrong. So second and third are wrong statement. We have to find out the wrong one. So option B will be right answer for this one. ठीक है? 1983, right? So this was 1983 आपका, not 1978. ठीक है? So these two statements were wrong. Grameen Bank was officially established in 1983. Statement 3, the recovery was almost 99%. ठीक है? So the Grameen Bank model aimed to empower the improvise through access to credit and financial inclusion. Founded by Nobel Prize winner Mohammad Yunus, the model emphasizes providing small loan to those who are traditionally excluded from the formal banking sector, especially women and poor. By extending credit without the need for collateral, the Grameen Bank model enabled borrowers to invest in small businesses, education, and other opportunities that can lead to economic self-sufficiency and improve quality of life. Okay, this is the introduction. So now we will be discussing this particular one in detail. This is very important one. Please do remember this. Okay. So the global pioneer of microfinance was Professor Mohammad Yunus, who experimented with a concept in 1976. He did this experiment in 1976, but that Grameen Bank was established in 1983. Okay? Established the Grameen Bank in 1983 in village of Jobra in Bangladesh. Professor Yunus, who was awarded Nobel Prize in 2006, while he was on a field visit, came across a lady called Sufia working with a bamboo stick. He was surprised to know that she was not able to manage even 5 takas, that is 22 US cent, to buy raw material. And Sufia explained that the local money lenders charge 10% per week. See, the locals, those who have money. So basically, like, it is also available in like every economy, ठीक है, जहाँ पे people's like साहूकार things हम उसको बोलते हैं ना, ठीक है? So they are giving loan to the needy people, but they are charging very high rate of interest. So यहाँ पे the rate was like 10% per week आपका, ठीक है? and sometime even 10% per day also. Okay? So, and people who start borrowing with them only got poorer. Okay? Then next day, Professor Yunus lent 856 takas to 42 people of Jobra village and told them to repay without interest. The emotional support of Professor Yunus was institutionalized by establishing Grameen Bank in Bangladesh in the year 1983. Today, Grameen Bank has about 2,600 branches and operate in over 80,000 villages and 9 million borrowers with repayment rate over 99%. Okay. In Grameen Bank model, member of group are also the owner of the bank. Okay. The group normally consists of 5 members, and liability to repay the loan lies with the individuals. The loan is given directly on the basis of trust, and no agreement or document is required. The success of Grameen Bank provided that the poor need access to financial services rather than the cheap subsidized credit also, right? So that is the one. So this model become very, very, very famous during that particular period. Next one, guys. Um, which of the following statement about microfinance in India is are correct? So we have to find out the correct statement about the microfinance in India. Okay. So informal entities like money lenders and land owners play a role in microfinance delivery. Yes. Yes. Self-help group are required to have all members from the below poverty line. It is not necessary in that particular one. Not all members. Okay. So this make it wrong. Okay. Microfinance institution provide small financial services mainly in mainly to poor individuals in rural, semi-urban, and urban areas too. For profit MFI in India are mostly registered as NBFCs, MFI, and regulated by RBI. 100% true. Self-help group member can access external funding from bank to support income generating activities. This is also correct. Okay. So 1345. 1345 means option C will be right answer for this particular one. ठीक है? तो ये आपके जो statements आपके थे, ठीक है? Only statement is incorrect, that is option 2. Self-help group prefer BPL members, but they can have up to 20 to 30% above the poverty line also. Okay? So like it is not all about the all members, like 10-20% of that particular group can be above poverty line also, right? Usually it is made for the BPL families and all, and they only take the advantages of this particular scheme, but it is not mandatory ki all members should belongs to that BPL category or below poverty line category, right? Next one. Which of the following statement are correct as per the RBI regulatory framework for microfinance loan? Very, very important one. Okay? So please pay your attention on this particular one. Okay? So a microfinance loan be collateral free and cannot be linked to a lien on the borrower's deposit account. Okay? 100% true. It should not be linked. Okay? The maximum permissible household income for availing microfinance loan is आपका 3 लाख नहीं बल्कि कितना 3 लाख सॉरी 5 लाख नहीं बल्कि आपका 3 लाख पर एनम. ठीक है, दिस इज द मेजर रिक्वायरमेंट्स. ठीक है, इफ समवन इज applying for microfinance loan, so their annual income should be less than 3 lakh rupees. All right, and even the repaying should be आपका 50%. that point is here. Regulated entities must have a board approval policy for accessing household income and report the data from CICs. 100% true. Credit information companies जो आपके होते हैं उनसे. ठीक है. Loan repayment obligation of household should not exceed 50% of its monthly income, including both principal and interest. Like it is about the EMI. तो EMI कितना होना चाहिए? Let's say if a person earning 10,000 rupees, so his EMI should not be greater than 5,000 rupees. So that is the point in this particular one. 100% true. Okay. There is no requirement for regulatory entity to disclose the pricing of microfinance loan to borrowers. This statement is wrong. Okay. There is requirement for the regulatory entities to disclose the pricing of microfinance, right? So this statement is wrong. Okay. Regulatory entities must provide a standardized, simplified fact sheet to borrowers, disclosing all interest rate and charges applicable to the loan. True. Regulated entities cannot impose prepayment penalty on microfinance loan. True. So, आपका 1346 1346 13 अच्छा ओके हाँ 134 7 ऑल्सो ठीक है 13467 A only will be right answer for this particular one. So only statement incorrect in this particular case is आपका statement 2 and statement 5 ठीक है 13467 13 हाँ ये दोनों ही सही हैं एक्चुअली आपका इसमें 13467 ठीक है एक्चुअली सम मिस्टेक इज हियर सो ऑप्शन सी ए आपका जो भी आपने सोचा है बोथ आर करेक्ट इन दिस केस ठीक है सो ए इज द राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर ठीक है ये दोनों के ऑप्शंस आपके सेम है ठीक है हाँ यस So statement 2 was incorrect. The maximum permissible household income for microfinance is 3 lakh, not 5 lakh. Yeah. And this is, see guys, these statements are very, very important. Yeah. As I said, this question, like maximum time you will see the question based on the RBI guidelines toward this microfinance things and all. ठीक है बहुत बार आपको एग्जामिनेशन में पूछा जाता है so you have to be very careful. ठीक है we will go through this particular one in detail also. ठीक है so Reserve Bank of India regulatory framework for microfinance provision 2022. RBI in exercise power conferred by Section 21, Section 35A, Section 56 of the Banking Regulation Act 1949, Chapter 3B of RBI Act 1934 and Section 30A, Section 32, National Housing Act 1987 issue fresh direction to bank NBFCs including microfinance institutions and housing finance companies in March 22. These silent features of this particular one is क्या क्या है एक बार देखते हैं इनको ठीक है one by one सारे पहला the RBI issued revised direction on regulation loans in 2022 and it was revised from 2011. Microfinance loan has defined a collateral free loans given to low income borrowers within loan amount not exceeding 2 lakh rupees. Only non-bank financial companies, small finance banks, not for profit MFIs and other registered entities can provide microfinance loan. An individual borrower cannot borrow more than 2 lakh rupees in total from all the regulated entities. Total indebtedness of the borrower should not exceed to 1 lakh rupees. Maximum loan tenure is 24 months. A very important point here. For the loan up to 30,000 and up to loan amount 30,000 and 36 month for loan above 30,000. ठीक है this statement is very very important. ठीक है ये बहुत बार आपको पूछा गया ठीक है so if the loan amount is up to 30,000 let's say if a person who have taken 30,000 rupees loan so maximum time duration of EMIs or maximum number of EMIs can be आपका कितना 24 months means 2 years. If it is more than 30,000 then the loan repayment tenure will be आपका more than 36 months. ठीक है so it will be आपका 36 months. ठीक है there should be a minimum moratorium between two loans also. ठीक है pricing guidelines include interest rate, processing fee, and insurance premium cap. Then interest rate should be on declining a balance basis. Okay? So these are some statements. Strict customer protecting guidelines like fair practices code, restrictions on coercive recovery methods, and adequate loan documentation, etc. are laid down in detailed governance requirements system and process to be put in place by lenders. Self-regulatory organization expected to enhance industry monitoring. Regulatory reporting requirement include compliance certificates, quarterly reports, credit information reporting, and audited financial statement submissions. Okay, so these are some major guidelines which were issued by RBI in 2022 itself, which made certain changes in our previous 2011 guidelines. ठीक है very 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 important. ठीक है आई होप ये सबको समझ में भी आएगा और थोड़ा सा इनको प्रैक्टिस कीजिएगा याद करने की कोशिश करें. ठीक है What is the maximum saving to loan ratio recommended by NABARD for self-help group? It is 1:4. 1:4, excluding matured SSD. So it is 1:4. So in between 1:1 or 1:4, आपका maximum 1:4. So saving to loan ratio between 1:1 to 1:4. Though bank may lend beyond this limit for the matured SSCs. That means if a person who is earning 1 lakh rupees, he can take loan up to 1 lakh, 2 lakh or maximum up to 4 lakhs. That is 1:4 आपका. But it cannot go beyond that particular one. In case of matured self-help group, it can go with that particular one also. Which of the following statement regarding self-help group bank link program are correct? So self-help must complete customer due diligence for all members before opening saving bank account. See, this statement is partially correct here. Self-help group must complete customer due diligence for all members before opening saving account. Okay, so it is not for all members at the time of opening of saving account, but once they are taking credit from the under that particular one, so in that time it is due diligence is necessary. ठीक है, तो जब आप saving account open कर रहे हो as a self help group का सबका KYC due diligence is not necessary, but at the time when a member of that particular group is taking loan, due diligence is must. ठीक है, so that is the one, so that make this statement incorrect. ठीक है, bank cannot take collateral security for from self help groups granting loan. True. Because all MFIs loans are mostly collateral free. Under Model 2 of the linkage program, NGO facilitate the formation of self-help group, but bank provide direct financing. Yes, it is also true. So 2 and 3, option B will be right answer for this particular one. So what we have only statement incorrect was customer due diligence for all members not required at the time of opening saving account, but is necessary during the credit linkage. This is the point जो आपका incorrect था. Rest statements are correct. Next one. Which of the following statement about joint liability group are correct? Again, so I guess in our previous examination itself, they have asked one question based on joint liability group. Okay? So joint liability group consists 4 to 10 individual from same socio-economic background. True. Joint liability group member must provide collateral to avail loan from bank. ठीक है? No. It is आपका microfinance है तो आपका collateral free है. ठीक है? SHG provide full refinancing to bank for loan given under this. No, it comes, this scheme comes under NABARD, not आपका SHG. ठीक है, ये NABARD के अंदर आता है, तो NABARD should be right answer for this one. ठीक है, joint आपका JLGs और आपका joint liability group can include small farmers, tenant farmers and micro entrepreneurs. True आपका. ठीक है, so correct statement 1 and 4 only. ठीक है, 1 and 4 means option A will be correct answer for this particular one, because 2 and 3 are incorrect. So they do not require collateral for loan. NABARD refinance bank to the full extent loan given to आपका JLFs. ठीक है, not आपका SIDB. ठीक है, ध्यान रखेंगे इन सबका. Next one. So the statement आपका joint JLGs require a mandatory saving components which will be kept in a fixed deposit with the lending banks. So there's other, it is an informal group of 4 to 10 individual usually coming together for purpose of availing bank loan either singly or through the group mechanism against the mutual guarantee. So it is a kind of, they say, let's say we have a group of 10 people. If one person or the all 10 persons taking loan, so the liability belongs to all the members of that particular group. So that is the model. While JLGs do increase saving among the members, it not required to have a mandatory saving components in fixed deposit with the leading bank also. Some other statements. The next one. Which of the following statement were key recommendations of the Malegam Committee on Microfinance sector? So Malegam Committee on Microfinance statement. So which of the statement is correct regarding this particular committee's recommendations? So creation of a separate category of NBFC called NBFC MFI, yes. Implementation of prudential norms on capital adequacy and provisioning requirement, yes. Removal of all interest cap, no. It is आपका inclusion of cap आपका, ठीक है. This is wrong, ठीक है. ये आपका गलत है. Establishment of grievances redressal system to address borrowers issue, true. Increasing coercive recovery methods, no. Decreasing आपका this, ठीक है. Discreasing this particular one will be the right answer. ठीक है, अभी हमने इनके questions आपका discuss भी किए थे, ठीक है. So 1, 4 and 1, 2 and 4, 1, 2 and 4, 1, 2 and 4 only. So option D will be right answer for this particular one. ठीक है, so ध्यान से देखें इसको आपका. So we have gone through these particular statement earlier also with RBI guidelines, ठीक है, that generally comes under that particular one itself. In order to ascertain the reasons for the crisis and in an order to bring discipline and control in microfinance sectors, RBI appointed a committee to study issues and concern in the MFI sector, which is chaired by YH Malegam. So the committee submitted its finding in January 2011, and some of the key recommendations was creation of a separate category of NBFC operating in microfinance sector. They are designated as NBFC MFIs. Create criteria for defining microfinance loan classified as qualifying assets. Prudential norms on capital adequacy and provisioning requirement. Then we have prescriptions related to pricing of credit in term of the margin cap and interest rate ceilings on individual loan, transparency in interest charges as well as other term and conditions of the loan, measure to address multiple lendings, over borrowings and coercive method of recovery, establishment of proper system for the grievance redressal. So these were the recommendations of Malegam Committee 2011 itself, which was set up by RBI itself. ठीक है, तो प्लीज आपका बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेटमेंट है ये भी आपका, विच आर जनरली पार्ट ऑफ योर बुक ऑल्सो, तो इनको थोड़ा सा आप अच्छे से पढ़ें, याद करने की कोशिश करें. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट वन. What percentage total asset should NBFC MFI allocate to microfinance loan as per RBI revised guidelines? So it is how much? 75%. Yeah. So 75% should go to the आपका microfinance loan. ठीक है, for these particular one. So RBI has aligned the definition of qualifying assets of NBFC MFI with microfinance loan and require them to allocate at least 75% of their टोटल एसेट टू सच लोन्स. ठीक है, यहाँ पे आपका आरबीआई गाइडलाइंस ऑल्सो 2011. दिस इज अगेन वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वन. ठीक है, we have missed this particular question, but this statement is very important. Yeah, so it is inclusion of bank loan to MFI under priority sector lendings. बहुत ही important है, please ध्यान रखिए. So the decision to include microfinance institutions in priority sector lending was implemented by RBI to encourage bank to lend more to MFI. So this policy came into effect in 2011 in an effort to promote a financial inclusion and cater to the need of underserved sections of the society. The Reserve Bank of India introduced priority sector lending. Under PSL, certain sectors, basically 8 sectors, which may not get timely and adequate credit in the absence of the special dispensations and are identified, and bank are mandated to provide a certain percentage of their loans to these particular sectors. Okay, what is PSL? We are going to discuss this particular one in our module B itself. ठीक है, बहुत डिटेल में आपका सारी गाइडलाइंस आपका पढ़ेंगे हम लोग. But this is like, this point is about the inclusion. Like, let's say if your bank is giving credit facility to MFI, and that will be accounted with their PSL targets. ठीक है, तो वहां से related ये आपका है. ठीक है, so in 2011 RBI took a major step toward the boosting up the reach of MFI by including bank credit to MFI for on lending to borrowers under the priority sector category. This was aimed at increasing more bank to lend MFI, thereby increasing the flow of credit to the and underserved sections of the society. ठीक है, तो RBI 2011 when they come up with this particular one कि if you are giving loan to MFI, so that will be comes under your PSL targets. ठीक है, तो कहीं ना कहीं अब बैंक दे हैव टू हैव मीट विद दोस पर्टिकुलर वन, तो अगर वो उनको देंगे तो ये आगे और ज्यादा लैंडिंग कर पाएंगे. ठीक है, which of the following is not a component of the pricing loan as per RBI fair practice code for NBFC NFI. ठीक है, this is again very important one. ठीक है, तो आपका इंटरेस्ट चार्जेस, ठीक है, कितने इंटरेस्ट चार्जेस होंगे, अपर लोअर कैप क्या होगा. ठीक है, प्रोसेसिंग चार्जेस इट शुड बी क्लियरली डिस्क्लोज इन ऑल. ठीक है, सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट इज नॉट पार्ट ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. ठीक है, इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम यस. ठीक है, सो ऑप्शन नॉट है आपका, तो सी विल बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस वन. ठीक है, द प्राइसिंग ऑफ लोन कंसिस्ट ऑफ ओनली 3 component. वन इज इंटरेस्ट चार्ज, प्रोसेसिंग चार्ज एंड insurance premium. No security deposit or margin money is collected from the borrower. So like it is as simple कि when we are giving loan to a smaller small business or any individual under this particular category MFI के अंदर. So we have to disclose interest charge, processing charge and insurance premium, and even for that sake also we have a proper cap as well. ठीक है, so RBI fair practices code for NBFC which include application and loan process, pricing of financial product, fair and ethical practices, responsible lending, transparency and disclosure, customer education and awareness, and we have monitoring and compliances. So these are like the overall guidelines. They are generally categorized under these particular one. ठीक है, तो ये हमने एक एक करके आपका काफी ज्यादा डिटेल में डिस्कस भी किए थे. आई होप यू रिमेंबर दोस पर्टिकुलर वन. ठीक है, नहीं तो एक बार उसको क्विक लुक आपका जरूर दे, वो आपको कहीं ना कहीं हेल्प करेगा. एंड दिस इज इट. बहुत ही छोटा सा टॉपिक आपका था with very small subtopics and all. ठीक है, so that we have covered in this particular session itself. ठीक है, so I hope you got these particular thing clearly and अगर अच्छे से समझ में आया, थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिस कीजिए, so you can make sure your half marks and 1 marks in your upcoming examination. Alright, so same format questions आपका जो कहीं ना कहीं आपको देखने के लिए मिलेंगे is like mostly about the statement driven and RBI guidelines are very important one. ठीक है, आपका ग्रामीण बैंक मॉडल एंड सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स, these are some components which I earlier told you, so they are very important part of this particular unit. So if you go through those particular one, revise and practice, they are definitely going to help you in your upcoming examination. All right guys, so आज के लिए इतना ही करेंगे. Now I'll see you tomorrow at same time with our unit number 25. So this is it. Bye bye, take care all, have a nice day. Thank you.